Hi, I'm Dawn Janes-Bartley. I am the President, Risk Manager, and Insurance Guru here at Minnesota Insurance Group. I'm going to talk to you about liquor liability. So if you are a bar, restaurant, or any other venue, caterer, or such that serves, sells, or assists in the service or furnishment of alcohol, you are subject to liquor liability. Minnesota is a Dram Shop Act state, so you can be held liable if you serve an underage person, an obviously intoxicated person, or someone else who it's clearly shown that they should not be served alcohol. Studies have shown that 50% of binge drinkers reported after their last binge that they got in their car and drove, that their alcohol consumption occurred on premise at a retail bar or restaurant. So you should just realize that people that are going to binge drink that might not be traditional alcoholics are going to do so at an establishment that serves alcohol. Common types of claims: an intoxicated person leaves your establishment, drives, causes an injury or death to another party. That's probably the one that people think about quite often about liquor liability. Another type of a claim that could occur involves assault or battery. So fights that occur at your bar or restaurant after patrons leave a bar or restaurant. So somebody's intoxicated, a couple people are intoxicated, and they get into a disagreement that turns physical. People get hurt, people are killed, and that comes back to the restaurant or bars that served alcohol to those patrons. So things can escalate very quickly. And they do get very unpredictable when alcohol is involved. So carrying liquor liability in adequate limits is strongly recommended. A common theme that I educate about when I talk to people about insurance is to remember that a big part of your coverage is the defense costs. So whether you think you served somebody who was obviously intoxicated or somebody that should not have been served alcohol doesn't mean that you won't get sued. So when that lawsuit comes in, how do you plan to pay for that legal defense? And the liquor liability would respond in most cases. So you might win the fight and prove that you did not serve a clearly intoxicated person, but it'll be very expensive to get there. Another thing to remember is that in liquor liability, sometimes your policy will have defense costs inside that limit. So if you only buy $300,000, if you use up half of that in defense, you won't have very much left to pay for damages. So just know whether your policy includes defense in your limit or if you get your defense on top of your limit. Lastly, besides carrying liquor liability, make sure that that policy does not have any exclusions for assault or battery. It's pretty common for policies to have an exclusion under the liquor that says if it's an assault or battery type claim, a fight, there's no coverage. So that first example of somebody driving and having a car accident might be covered, but that person getting into the fight afterwards, that claim would not be covered. And the time to find out that that's not covered isn't after you get that lawsuit that says you served a patron who was later involved in a fight. So don't take liquor liability lightly. Make sure that you're working with somebody that is very familiar with the policy language and understands your business. So happy to answer any questions. I'm Dawn with Minnesota Insurance Group.